So, ladies and gentlemen, the title of today's episode is the Matt Reeves Gotham Police Show, Y'all Wildin Out. And my friend has something to say.
Oh, yeah, that's a good logo. It's a good title. Yeah, well, everybody does enjoy Ed Brubaker's work. He worked on the Captain America Winter Soldier comic series, which became possibly one of the better films in the Marvel series.
Hell yeah.
And Ed Brubaker does a lot of crime fiction, does some horror fiction, and he likes the dark noir stuff.
So tough.
He's tough. And they finally decided to pick this book up. You know, what's nice about it is Greg Rucka also co-wrote some of this, but I think they really do like the Brubaker part. I know I like the Brubaker part more than Rucka, though he's a solid writer. I think this is going to be pretty solid stuff, man.
Matt Reeves and Terrence Winters.
Thanks for
correcting. Their brainchild. So, y'all wildin' out. Okay. Y'all trying to put out a police show, a police drama in the wake of the George Floyd incident. So my question is, how do you think the public is going to receive this shit? Do you, like, are they going to say that it's tone deaf, that it's insensitive? Will the current climate of TV consumers just not accept it and just reject it?
No, I don't think so. I think absolutely the opposite, Julian. I mean,
you think this is a good schemey thing that like they're
I don't know. Look at this. They wrote this before George died, obviously.
Yeah, but we're talking about the show that they're coming out
Correct.
with.
Well, Gotham has always been crooked. You saw it in the TV show called Gotham a couple years ago. So to have the style of writing that Brubaker likes to work with, telling the story of the corruptness in Gotham, it has always been in the Batman comics and stuff. Commissioner Gordon's always had to deal with corrupt police officers and detectives. This is an ongoing story.
Yeah, no, I'm with that for sure. But what I'm saying is, look at this. Live PD had 4 seasons, canceled. Yeah,
but those are different.
But listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Cops, had 6 seasons on Paramount, 25 seasons on Fox.
That's disgusting, by the way.
Canceled. So I don't know if it was from the public unrest that they canceled these shows. I don't know why, but they were canceled. Is it a good look to try to come out with that? Because think about this. The George Floyd trial is not going to take place for at least another 7 months. That's how these things go. So that's around the time that they're going to start teasing little trailers to promote this show. Is it going to be receptive, or are people going to be like, no, we don't fuck with cops? Is the optics on the timing good is what I'm asking.
I feel more optimistic than you do on this a little bit. I think the optics are fantastic for it because it's going to be about the fact that the good guys win in this.
Okay.
The bad guys are going to be the culprits. They're going to be doing what they do, the bad cops. But it's really about Batman don't take any fucking shit. Batman's tough. It's fictional, of course.
But
it's not going to be tone deaf at all.
But think about this. And what I think is they're probably not going to have a lot of Batman in it, just like the regular show.
He does show up a little bit, by the way.
I'm talking in the show. We don't know. The show's not out, so we have to see. But I think it's going to be more focused on the actual cops, and it's a smart idea to focus on the cops that are good. But the legacy of Batman is that the GCPD were always crooked cops. If they weren't crooked, there would be no need for Batman. So they're going to show a lot of corruption.
Well, in Batman Year One by Frank Miller, they deal with the fact that Gordon's on his rookie year.
Yeah.
And he's able to relate to the Batman because he's like the only one in the place that's going to help him.
That's not corrupt.
That's not corrupt. He's got his back and everything.
Yeah.
So I think what's going to happen is, in the comic series, and obviously they're adapting it, the graphic novels and stuff. The Joker shows up once or twice. Batman shows up, at the end of an event, or he gives Gordon just enough data, and he's off in the dark. That kind of thing. Once in a while, you might throw a punch or two, but it's really not about Batman. But they will bring him in when they need to, but they're not going to make him invisible.
Yeah, but just not even about the Batman and the colorful villains, but just will society? Do you think society at the time will accept it?
I think they're going to, because the good guys, are going to be fighting against the bad police.
Okay.
I think it sounds like it.
You're saying if they show the good cops, fighting against the bad police and trying to stay moral, that's going to lead the show?
Because that's what we want, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely what we want.
Because you want to find out there's a couple cops that are going to put their life and their careers on the line there to try to thwart the criminal. And Gordon's against everybody. They don't even talk to them. They don't bring him coffee or nothing. So
yeah,
it gets timely, but I don't think it's tone deaf like I mentioned earlier. I think it'll be nice to see some people put their feet down and their foot down and do what they got to do.
And definitely, if they focus on the good aspects of police, that's definitely a good look for everybody and for the nation. So my second question: will this be a truly interconnected universe to the Robert Pattinson's Batman?
I think so.
Because, you know, the Marvel television division never truly connected the movies to the TV side. They did little hints.
Well, they told us they were going to before the COVID strikes shut everything down.
That's with the new stuff, but I'm talking about like the Netflix stuff and the ABC stuff, like Agents of
Well, the
Agents
Netflix
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
show's kind of connected a little bit.
Not really. Like
Well,
the
you had the Defenders. They all came together into the Defenders.
but not with the movies.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I know
but
what you
like,
mean. But the new ABC stuff, the Disney Plus stuff is going to have, like, you got the Winter Soldier, you got the WandaVision. They are supposed to connect to the movies.
No, obviously, because you have the same actors. What I'm saying is the police officers and characters and villains from the Robert Pattinson's Batman movie gonna make little appearances. You don't need Robert Pattinson in the suit.
No, you don't.
Have him as Bruce Wayne, maybe. Because look at it like this. In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you had Lady Sif, and then you had Samuel L. Jackson, which kind of connected. So it's like, okay, it's cool, I get it. But that was like
and
the
Coulson.
only...
And Coulson, too.
And Coulson. But that was like the only thing. I want to see a real connected universe. Don't just say you're going to connect this shit and then like you reference events that happened in the movie. No, I want to see real people, real major figures come in. That's how you blow your ratings up. That's how you make the magic.
Well, the people behind the movie with Pattinson and everything, they're talking about they have a long range plan. It's not like one of these 1, 2, 3 dipsy doody things, and it all wraps up. So I think they're really committed to being able to have good elements and things in between each of the 3 movies or 4 movies. And I'm going to take them at their word on that. They're going to do a good job to pull it together. They looks like they've been given a little autonomy to really pull this Batman stuff together. And if they can make the Batman show itself work along with it perfectly, it'll be great.
Yeah.
And I think it shows the right show, which means they talked about this Batman movie, this new one, being sort of, it's like a year one kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's down to earth.
But
it's going to connect well, I think.
Yeah. And not to, but like I said, they never, like they mentioned it's going to be connected in that Batman universe, but they never really say in none of the articles I read about Batman being in it. So it's going to be more focused on the cops who are going to be in the movie.
Correct.
So here's my next question.
There'll be that odd cameo, but it's not about Batman. It's about the Batman universe.
Okay. So here's my next thing. Is there a plan and what's the long game? So if this is like some whimsical, what would be a cool idea, or maybe we should do this, and let's just try to go 8 seasons or however long it can run, I'm not with that. If this can be a miniseries or have a planned arc for maybe like 3 or 4 seasons, I think that's the smartest thing for them to do. Like, have a set plan of what you want to do with this show, but don't do like these shows where like we're just going to keep making episodes to people not like it. I think the new wave is to just make something that's a confined story and get that story done. I think the consumer, the people who watch these streaming services, they appreciate that.
They truly do. And I think sometimes we all have a tendency to have a little lack of confidence in in what the DC Warner Brothers Studios does on some of those shows. But I got a funny feeling.
Failures to launch.
I know, I agree. But I think they've seen what's going on with the Disney Plus stuff and what Marvel's saying they're going to do and whatnot. And I think Batman's like the most important character. I think they can do what they want to do with, because he's handled a lot differently than most of the other DC characters. He's a bit more visceral. He's more intense.
He's gritty, down to earth. You don't need to go big budget with the special
effects.
Correct.
It's about lighting, noir. It's crime, smoke coming up from sewers and shit like that, rainy nights. And I think they've got the opportunity to do it right. I think these people, the producers and the showrunners, I think they're committed. They want to make it work. I'm being optimistic because I want it to work, but I hope they don't screw it.
And I want to be optimistic with you, so I'm with you, brother.
I'm glad you're posting. You're posing opposite points of view on the question and everything. I respect it. I think it's important. We don't want to be falling head over heels on this.
We got to hold these studios, these showrunners, these networks accountable. Like, if you got fans who are in love with the source material, are in love with the comic books, and then you just keep feeding us fucking trash, at some point we got to say, yo, we ain't fucking with y'all, man. We just gonna push back against this, hurt y'all pockets till y'all really get it together. We who have been feeding you, you need to feed us back what we want, like good shit. You know, we deserve it.
Well, look, the Gotham show from a couple years ago.
I did like that.
Was gritty. And that worked out fairly well.
I did like it.
We're talking about the Zack Snyder return to the images and some of the darkness that he wanted to have in the
definitely like that
the Superman Batman movie. There, there's that. Clearly, the Batman's going to be a little deeper and darker, and I think the TV show will. We might be seeing maybe a little bit of the rebellious side of the DC Warner Brothers Studios saying like,
"I'm with it. That's dope."
I'm hoping that could be where it goes. If not, I'll be the first to say like, "What the fuck did you guys do?
Yeah,
you had all the potential to do it right. Let's hope you didn't screw it up, man."
So here's my next thing. So Ed Brubaker's, which you mentioned earlier, Gotham Central graphic novel run is a superior starting point for source material. You have major characters: Marcus Driver, Renee Montoya, Crispus Allen, Maggie Sawyer, Jim Corrigan, Jim Gordon, who everybody should know, Harvey Bullock, you know, and then, you know, you throw in, have some of the established supervillains. And my thing with the supervillains is, Gotham was cool, and I liked it, but have established supervillains, like they had in, you know, in Brubaker's run of the Gotham Central, you know, where the police are dealing with established, already have their powers, already have their identity superheroes. I think that's how you drive the show. Make it a textbook police procedural, and focus on the cops more than Batman as the main protagonist. I think that's how you move the show.
Well, I think that's part of the plan. I know that from what I remember, if I remember correctly, is you know, the Joker, as he's trying to gain all this power and stuff, he's trying to infiltrate everything he can and trying to, you know, pave people's hands with green to have them come his way. So he is a major problem in Gotham. So a lot of it spins around like these guys are all they're underlings of the Joker. You know, I think they're going to play that up a lot, and some other villains too. I don't think we're going to see a lot of costume characters in the TV show.
See,
you might get a few, but I think it's going to be about, you know, Gotham Central.
Yeah. See, now, to me, my thing is, I want them to dig into the personal lives of the officers and how they cope and maintain mental health in a city and a world populated by supervillains. To me, I think that's where the magic lies. You know, introduce, you know, Detective Montoya, her lesbian storyline. I thought that was cool. You know, Marcus Driver had a storyline where, like, he lost his partner. Like, you know, to Mr. Freeze, you know, no spoiler, no spoiler, you know, and make these people relatable. And give their day-to-day and what they think about living in this world where people who have, like, this mix of, like, psychopathy and, like, you know, superpowers that police are not ready to handle. And also the aspect of the Batman, the vigilante that's out there that's working outside the law. That's a lot of things to juggle and deal with. And the pressure of having a corrupt police force by majority, by and large, and being that small little unit, you know, of police officers who are trying to uphold the moral standards. I think that is the magic right there. Without going too wacky with the main cast.
You should be adapting this comic book into the story script, my man. You know what I'm saying? No, like, if I'm not mistaken, it's been about 4 or 5 years since I read it. So if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if they're still in Gordon's first couple years as being the commissioner.
In that run, no. No, you're right.
He is sort of, right?
Yeah, he just in the first run of the graphic novel, he just becomes commissioner.
All right, so they got a lot of stuff they can play with there.
Yes.
So I'm going to still stick with my guns. I think it's going to be good. I really think it's going to be good.
I definitely think that they have very good material, especially, like I said, because, like, that Gotham Central thanks for lending me, that was very well written. Obviously, Brubaker, you know, but I definitely think they have a lot to play with. And I did really like Gotham, but I think a bit of Gotham's problem was the fact that everybody was waiting for, like, the young kid who played Batman to be put in the suit.
Yeah.
I think definitely you need to shy away from that and just really have the focus on these cops who are trying to maintain their sanity, their dignity, and their morality. I think that's where you find to go, especially because you can connect that to what's going on in the world today. And I think that's just a good look that we need. You know?
I think Gordon runs into Wayne in the first couple arcs too, so that's interesting. So he knows that he's got a buddy that he can rely upon. They both can rely upon each other. Look, let me ask you this question: do you have confidence in the creative team that are doing the Batman movie and everything they're trying to do?
Reeves is dope. Like Reeves did 28 Days Later. Reeves did he did a lot of, he did the Planet of the Apes movies. He did a lot of big movies. So like I definitely have faith. Yeah, I definitely have faith in Reeves. And you know, I didn't see the Boardwalk. But
Boardwalk Empire?
Yeah, Boardwalk Empire, but you know, I definitely trust your judgment. Too. Yeah, so like I think these two guys together, I think they're gonna crush it. So like I'm excited.
Okay, because I'm a little, if anything, I'm just slightly not sure on the Batman movie yet. I actually feel more confident about the TV show.
About the ancillary shit?
Yeah, so if the TV show is not as good as the movie, or if the movie's not as good as the TV show, they definitely got a problem. So they gotta turn that Batman movie up, because I wasn't blown away by the costume and some of the things I saw with Pattinson.
Yeah, that was
primitive looking.
That was early stuff. We definitely have to see where.
Remember Spider-Man when he was a young kid in some of the movies and the comic books? He had a handmade costume.
Yeah,
looked kind of crappy. It's feasible that Batman suit might just be a real early something before he gets the better one or something.
Yeah, no,
you know? Anything's possible.
They have a dynamic cast, so we'll just have to see. But yeah, who the fuck knows? Y'all bet not screw this up. Don't mess this one up, Mitchell. 3 o'clock high. But yeah, you know, if it's anything we missed, you know, let us know in the comments, man. That was the weigh-in.
The weigh-in.
Go Batman.
Yes, indeed. And it definitely rejuvenates your attitude. I think it's funny. The body needs a little bit of both to get going. You can't live on a world that's all positive and it's perfect, and you can't live in a world that's all negative, or obviously you're going to have a lot of problems with life. So they both work hand in hand. It's almost like a form of human yin and yang, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know?
But definitely when focusing on gratitude, you're also able to empathize more with people.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you start to understand people on a little bit of a deeper level, and you're saying, this guy has parents. This guy may have kids that's running around.
I see what you mean.
Crazy.
So somebody you're having a hard time with, realize they're still human all along.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
And you definitely one of the biggest things about gratitude that people kind of miss is everything's going to happen at some point in your life that's going to bring you down. When you start focusing every single day on the things that you're grateful for, you're starting to bring your self-esteem up. You're starting to bring your tolerance up. Because like every time you go out there, some shit's going to try to bring you down.
Yeah, it's a form of self-training almost.
But you're always built up when you're thinking about the things that you're grateful for. Every great performer, every great sports impresario, like directors, authors, like all of these people have some type of gratitude mantra that they practice and perform in the morning. To me, like I talk about meditation a lot, I feel like it's one of those integral things that you just need to do. And like a lot of times we get jaded, and a lot of times we get